Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Toon Duelists. My name is Prototype and today I got the replay of the Blackluster Soldier matches that I promised you guys in Master Duel. And I would say let's just dive into the replays and look at the duels. Alright, so we're in our first duel here. And you guys see we draw 3 board breakers, which is a little bit unfortunate since we're only playing 9 board breakers. But we got the Blackluster Soldier, which is a 1.5 card combo basically. And therefore we were using its effect to get the advanced ritual art, and then we can summon our Blackluster Soldier out. And then as soon as we proceed to battle phase, our opponent cannot activate card effects, right? We destroy a monster, and then since we use normal monsters as material for the ritual summon, we can shuffle his other cards back into the deck, which is really strong, of course. And we're playing against a Tenki Fire deck right here, and he was able to get rid of our Blackluster Soldier, unfortunately. But we do have the super polymerization here, right here still, so for now everything's fine. We drew another board breaker here, so our 4th board breaker from 6 cards, which is super unfortunate. We just have to pass our turn, but luckily we have the super polymerization, and then we can fuse our opponent's monsters off and prevent him from playing that way. Summon out Garura right here, and then it's our turn again because our opponent can't play anymore either. And now we have enough counters on the gateway to add a ritual spell. We also drew the material we need for the ritual spell right here. And we can ritual summon into our next Blackluster Soldier right here. And then we can also use the effect of the ritual material. Banish 1 card from our opponent's hand face down until the end of his turn, attack with both monsters, and then pass our turn while our opponents still have 2000 life points. And he drew another combo starter for him. We don't have any interruptions, but at least he wasn't able to do too much. We were able to draw with Garura. And now we drew trade in, which is good because we can obviously discard the Blackluster Soldier with trade in, since we can summon with super soldier synthesis from the graveyard. So that's what we're gonna do right here. And now we can use the ritual spell to ritual summon again, and then we can proceed to battle phase to finish our opponent off. I mean, we have the Chaos Dragon here, summon it by banishing the 2 materials, adding another ritual monster to our hand. But yeah, this was game for us because he cannot use card effects in a battle phase anyway. Alright guys, then let's look at the second duel. The second duel here is lose, unfortunately, but that's only because I was lazy. I thought I had him, but then he still had an interruption in the battle phase, and that's why I lost. If I used the cards that I had, all of them, I would have won the duel, so it's basically a win. I should have just finished the duel cleanly. I should have played everything I had instead of like trying to make it quick. But yeah, you'll guys see in a second. Alright, we're playing against Trikstar here. We're gonna fast forward this. We don't wanna watch him set up his board, right? We wanna see how our Blackluster Soldier deck plays. And again, we drew 3 board breakers here with only 9 in the deck, which is unfortunate, obviously, but we are still managing. So let's see what's happening here. Okay, so with super polymerization, we are breaking our opponent's board first of all, and making Garura right here. Then we'll use Gateway to add a ritual monster to our hand. our opponent fusion summons, and then we get the ritual monster. Then we can normal summon the Alexandrid Dragon once their effects resolved. Link them off and draw a card with Garura. Right here, yeah. And then we use Lina to steal a light monster. And then we can go into Unicorn. Discard a card, which can be the Black Luster Soldier, since we summon from the graveyard anyway with the ritual spell. Shuffle the face down card our opponent had back into the deck. Use Gateway to Chaos to get a ritual spell, and then ritual summon again with a normal monster. So now we will shuffle our opponent's cards back into the deck after destroying a monster, which is only the field spell here, which is unfortunate. But we can also use the effect of the other ritual material we used, and that lets us make a second attack in a row. And so we get our opponent down to 1800, which is a little bit unfortunate, because if we were able to OTK him, then the duel would have already been over. But yeah, this is why this deck is basically only a fun deck. I mean, this is gold elo here in Master Duel, but still, it's not something you can take to locals or anything. And the reason for it is because you can't OTK, and you don't have interruptions in your opponent's turn either. And then your opponent can come back sometimes, or yeah, that's the weakness of this deck here, basically, that we don't finish our opponent fast enough, or don't have the interruptions to make the duel last longer. Okay, let's fast forward real quick what he's doing here, and then we'll see how we play this out here. Alright, our turn now. He got rid of the super polymerization, unfortunately, but we have other stuff that we can do. Gonna normal summon the Manchu here, which our opponent's gonna fusion summon again. Get the ritual spell. Unfortunately, we cannot use it right now, but we do have the ritual monsters in the graveyard, so adding another ritual monster would have not been smart. That's why we got a ritual spell. And then we use Unicorn and Manchu to go into Access Code Talker, and then with Unicorn being in the graveyard, Access Code is at 5300. And okay, let's watch that real quick. And now with our opponent only having 1600 left, with 5300 we can just run over any monster he has and basically win the duel. And that's what the plan was, or why I proceeded to battle phase pretty quickly. But I should have used Triple Tactics Talent to steal a monster of our opponent, and then the win would have been ours. Now he had something in his hand that I didn't expect, and we didn't deal enough damage now. If we had the monster with Triple Tactics Talent, then obviously we would have finished him. That was just lazy on my end here. Would have been a victory, but it is what it is. Let's fast forward the rest again, because now he just burns us to 0, and we basically don't get a chance to play again, which is super unfortunate, because like I said, this was supposed to be a win if I just used the Triple Tactics Talent, which was live because he used monster effects in the main phase. But yeah, here now I have 400 life points, and now I'm getting burned 400, and then I unfortunately lose the duel, which wasn't supposed to happen. But it is what it is. You guys saw that now and know how to do it better. Don't be lazy, guys. Always finish your duels all the way. Play all the cards, because you never know what kind of other interruptions your opponent still has. Okay, now to the last replay. We're going second here. Our opponent bricked, only plays one card face down. And then we drew 2 trade-ins, which is good. We cannot use the pot anymore because it's not the beginning of the main phase. But yeah, the other cards we drew were super unfortunate, because now, look at this, we have again 3 board breakers right here. 4 board breakers if you count Lava Golem, with 9 board breakers in the deck. I don't know why we always draw so many board breakers, but it is what it is. And our opponent still bricked, still couldn't play, so he passed the turn back to us. We drew another board breaker. Crazy guys, right? But now we can use the pot. And unfortunately we still can't play because we still don't have a ritual spell. But we do the first 2000 damage with Alexandrite Dragon. And we set two super police down. We eat a Raigeki here, which really doesn't really bother us. Now our opponent starts playing. Let's fast forward that real quick. Playing against the blue eyes deck. And he is summoning the Tyrant Dragon here. And then we can use the polymerization, the super polymerization to fuse them off, make Garura, and then it's our turn again. Now we can use the Black Luster Soldier's effect to add a ritual spell that we were missing. Use the ritual spell. Summon out our Black Luster Soldier, and then we can banish the two ritual materials we just used to summon the other Black Luster Soldier from our hand. He wastes the imperm here because we only would have ripped him from a card in his hand, which yeah, didn't really matter because now we have our full combo here basically. We get to add another ritual monster and ritual spell, and our opponent surrenders because we would have finished him in this battle phase now with already 9000 damage that we would have had on the field. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate if you left a like and subscribed. And then I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.